लेटेस्ट खबरों के लिए यूं ही देखते रहिए। इस वीडियो के पसंद आने पर लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें।
Because as you get into modernization or as you get into development, the carbon footprints are there. You can't avoid them. But will this technology advancement can outpace the carbon footprints, and we can move ahead with the fresh air? Simple question.
Let me for electricity. Globally also, you find that 2-3 years back the rates of solar electricity were very high and it was not at all competing with the grid electricity. But now even in our country also we see that now you have solar based electricity generation where the rates are quite competitive. In fact, it is much lower than the electricity which is produced from thermal power plants. So in some cases we are finding that technology is growing very fast. It is outpacing the emission, carbon footprint, especially in case of electricity. But in other sectors we need to find out, and I don't think that I can see any other example where we are actually doing great things. What's the quality of air inside the house? How do we solve it outside? Are the solutions interlinked to other problems that we are currently facing? And we realize that trying to determine health requires far greater thought and linking up dots long before the event itself happens. As we have the director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Professor Randeep Guleria, who will come up next to speak to us. From his clinical perspective, he's a pulmonologist. He looks at chest medicine. He looks at people who can't breathe too well. The solutions that he will offer at the bedside can be reduced by several factors. If some of the things that we folks here that have talked about it can actually get our act together. Now, getting our act together means we need to have all three sectors together. And it's kind of interesting that we have all three sectors here. We have the government sector here, we have the market sector here, we have the social sector here. We need to get all three working in sync. No one sector can solve this on its own. We need to have the foresight, regulation and investment from one side. We need to have the innovation and the risk that's taken on by another. And we just need to have the grunt power and the staying on the ground and keeping on calling out the issue from the social sector, so that together we have a solution that allows for the prevention of women and children at home, or those that are particularly vulnerable to respiratory illnesses to be affected by lung diseases. Or for that matter, when we are really thirsty, we do have a clean glass of water to drink. Thank you very much for being with us this afternoon. It was a lovely conversation. Folks, can we give them a round of applause, please?
अवेयरनेस अवार्ड जो हेल्थ सेक्टर में रिमार्केबल काम कर रहे हैं वो उनके लिए उनको एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे रिकॉग्नाइज करने के लिए ये अवार्ड सेरेमनी है। कल्चरल फाउंडेशन को रिप्रेजेंट करता हूँ। हम लोग ट्री प्लांटेशन या पौधा रोपण का कार्य करते हैं लगभग 16 स्टेट्स में इंडिया में। लद्दाख से तमिलनाडु तक हम लोग पेड़ लगाते हैं। और यहाँ पर हम लोग बताना चाह रहे थे लोगों को कैसे अच्छे स्वास्थ्य के लिए पेड़ों की ज़रूरत है। ये सिर्फ स्वच्छ हवा ही नहीं, स्वच्छ पानी और स्वच्छ फ्रूट्स भी प्रदान कर सकते हैं।
सर, देखा जाए पर्यावरण को लेकर तो बहुत से आजकल जो प्रदूषण वगैरह हो रहा है उसके ऊपर आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
पोल्यूशन हम लोग जैसे दिल्ली में खड़े हैं और दिल्ली में पोल्यूशन का लेवल देख रहे हैं, सिचुएशन बहुत चैलेंजिंग है, बट जैसे मैंने पहले भी बोला यहाँ समिट में कि हम लोग को एक कलेक्टिव एक्शन की ज़रूरत है। पोल्यूशन के निदान के लिए तरह तरह के तरीके हमें खोजने होंगे, जैसे पौधारोपण या ट्री प्लांटेशन उनमें से एक है। बाकी कारपूलिंग और एनर्जी एफिशिएंट गाड़ियाँ और कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटीज़ को हम कम से कम प्रदूषण या धूल वगैरह कम आए उस ढंग से कैसे करें, तो ये कलेक्टिव एक्शन की ज़रूरत है।
Based healthcare means is for a certain cost, can we perform a certain treatment which gives the same outcome as what we get in other countries, global standards, advanced countries, cost, without measuring the outcomes. So what is the cost of low cost? Have we ever sit back and analyzed it? What is the real outcome of people who get low cost treatment compared to others who get what is considered standard treatment? When you look at all the schemes, even the great scheme which has come about now, does it really pay for the right treatment to get the right outcome? Or is it ultra low cost, cheap medicine with poor outcomes? I will show some of our own data, not others' data. What is the real outcome of these people, so that can set the stage for debate. Next one. In practice abroad, United States spends $9,400 per capita. UK spends nearly $4,000. China spends $500. India today really provides $83 per capita. So what we are expecting is, hey, I'll spend $83, but I want the same outcome as United States spending $9,400 or UK spending $5,000. Give me the same outcome. That is what the system demands from hospitals, doctors, and others. So question is it possible?
One hand of yours, one hand I will not treat because I am a low cost model.
So-
I don't think we can do that.
Okay, you don't think we can do that. Let me question, because at the end of the day, here we have 1/6 of humanity.
Bobby, can I just interrupt you, because there's a question
Go
that you
ahead.
asked
Yes.
about
Bottom of the pyramid.
bottom of the pyramid. So I just want to step back a little and give a little bit more perspective. So in most of our private hospitals, it's not that everybody who's coming is paying from his pocket. We cater for all kinds of payers. So actually, only about 30% people are paying from their pocket. The remainder 70% of the people who come to us have some kind of coverage or the other. And slowly, insurance penetration is increasing, and people are realizing that end-of-life treatment can wipe away the entire life saving. So now they're getting a little wiser and doing it. Earlier it was, that nothing's going to happen to me, it only happens to somebody else. Then we also have a lot of government schemes like ECHS, CGHS, ESI, who are, if I take them in terms of efficiency, we're just about breaking even in that. So we're doing our bit for the country over there. And also where we have an obligation to treat EWS, the economically weaker section, we do that. And I would say that every private healthcare company sets aside some of its budget for CSR, and we do free surgeries for certain patients. We do take part in natural calamities where they happen. So to give you a perspective, it's a balance that we do. Next thing is that it's not that everybody who comes to a hospital doubts us or lacks trust in us. We have a very efficient system of collecting feedback, because unless you listen to the customer, unless you listen to your patient, unless you listen to the patient's attendant, and you kind of realistically look at their concerns, you cannot improve as an organization. So I can tell you that we collect feedback of 80% of the people who get discharged from the hospital. It's impossible to collect 100% feedback. And from the feedback that we get, anything up to 93 to 96% of the patients go back fully satisfied. They go back thankful to the doctors, thankful to the nurses. They want to give them gifts, but our policy doesn't allow our employees to accept gifts. There are patients who lose loved ones, who thank everybody, who touch the doctor's feet, and they go fully grateful that the doctor did the best for that patient. It is only that 3 to 5% who are dissatisfied. And among the 3 to 5% who are dissatisfied, about 2 to 3% will keep quiet about it. But 2 to 3% will go to press, will take everybody to court. And today we live in an age of sensationalism. You do a good surgery, you try and hold a press conference, nobody will turn up.
Okay.